We're back with Chere and Marqus. They're a married couple struggling with financial infidelity. Tell us what's going on.
So the first thing that happened was when he took out the 401k to start a real estate business deal. And it trunked. It went bad. And we had just had a baby. In between that, I had been diagnosed with cancer. And then we had another baby. And then we had to finish up the cancer. So we had all these medical bills that had piled up. The second deal that went bad, or the money thing that went bad that he didn't tell me about, was 2 years ago. He quit his job and didn't let me know. It was like he came home and was like, hey, I gave a 2 weeks notice at my job. And I was like, okay. So that's the two big things, financial things that have happened.
So, Marqus?
Yes.
What how did this happen?
I take it is my responsibility as a husband, father in our family to make sure I provide, protect, and do any and everything for our family and for our boys. So going into our second year of marriage, preparing for our second son, I figured, hey, I earned some money, got 401k. I've been trying to learn real estate investing. So I was like, I got this money just sitting to the side. Let me put it to some use. That deal totally went left on me. I also had to file for bankruptcy. I had to let go of my investment property, and that foreclosed. It was rough. It's been very hard.
Very hard.
After our third son was born, we figured out it was just best that Chere would stay home with the kids because the price of daycare, just her check alone was covering daycare and gas just to get back and forth from work. And it's like it wasn't worth the added stress. Chere would tell me, like, you leave home as one version of Marqus, but you come home totally different. And it's a version that she never wanted to see. So I had to check myself a lot before I even set foot in the door. But it got to a point we were able to sell our house, the house that we were living at the time. We made some money, paid off some bills. And on my way to a business meeting in Charlotte for my current employer at the time, Steve, your book Jump had just came out. I listened to Jump on that 5-hour drive back home. I completed that thing. And within that week, I mean, you gave me all the motivation I needed.
He said, this is your fault.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. It is all on me. It's all on me. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. But when you hear things in life, you feel like it's a message directed towards you.
I'm just trying to understand how all of a sudden this interview was on the way to Charlotte, you know, you had already made up your mind.
Oh, you're right.
Had took this money off this real estate at the sale of this house. You was going.
Yeah.
You was already going. Don't put this on Jump now.
I didn't. I'm not putting it on Jump. But...
All right, let's start talking about where Marqus went wrong.
Yeah.
When he started this business. Now, Farnoosh, what do you think Marqus went wrong?
I encourage you to want to continue this ambition, but it's really important that you take care of your household finances first, that they are lock solid, so that you could do this business with more sense of, you know, I can take some risks and fall, yeah, I will, but my house is going to not crumble as a result of it.
What are some of the tips that you could give Marqus?
So the first tip, and I love this tip, I think everyone will appreciate this, is that you don't need a lot of money to start a business. You cashed out your 401k, not necessary. The most important thing in the beginning is to invest your time, and that's free. There are also, speaking of free, resources out there for you to latch onto. The SBA has resources, free online classes. SCORE is also an organization around the country. They have an office in Atlanta. You can actually go in and get a coach who will work with you. So invest time, not money. Secondly, keep your day job. You want to give yourself the bandwidth to try to experiment and take on some risk without really compromising the home life. And then last but not least, really create a divide between the personal life and the business life. Have your own checking account, savings account, as well as credit card, same for the business. But all the while, where you really need to be aligning is the communication. You both need to be understanding what's happening on both sides, and if in the event your business needs more money and you need to take it from your savings, how's that going to work? What's that going to look like? Have that conversation.
Okay, let's go to spirit. Now, they say that they're on the brink of divorce. the question to you is, can their marriage be saved from this point where they are?
Well, I want to say absolutely, because any two people who work hard enough to make something work can. But I want to know the number. When you say that he took money out of the 401k and you're just learning about it, how much money are we talking about here?
$25K, $25,000.
You said that you wanted to protect and provide.
Sure.
And what you did was you stole and you exposed. And so there are some real issues here.
Okay.
So I will not say absolutely. I will say we've got a lot of work to do.
Sure.
Look, we can beat this guy up all day, but I understood where he was coming from.
Yeah.
Because I'm that guy.
Yeah.
The mistake that was made was not sharing it with you. You could handle it a lot better. And I think you realize that now, Marcus, had you shared it with her.
Yes, sir.
So I understand. I can get him.
Yeah.
Because what Marcus is, he a comer. See, I was a comer. It just ain't nobody see me coming. We got to hear what Spirit has to say, and we're going to find out if our couple can take the divorce option off the table when we come back. Hey, you made it to the end of this video. I got a lot more that you're going to enjoy, so just click to watch the next one. And make sure you subscribe to always know what's happening.